Hey Leo, welcome to your general love read. This is for October 19th through the 26th. However, time is fluid, right? So if you come to it today and it resonates, that's when it's meant for you. If you come back to it next year and it resonates, that's when it was meant for you, okay? If it does resonate, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. It's a wonderful give back, a nice little bit of karmic love sent back to the channel. And it really does help out a lot. We're working towards that 1,000 subscribers so that then I can do more. I'll be able to do the live stream from my phone rather than, having to dig out my laptop, which I hate. And the laptop never gives me any sort of clear visual of what you guys are actually seeing. So I don't know if you're seeing like great colors of the cards or anything, because it does this weird like graying effect. It's just bizarro. And with the mobile, which is what I'm using right now to do this video, you guys are getting so much more out of it. So that's why the subscribing really helps, because I've got more than enough of the viewable hours to have that, but I don't have that 1,000 level subscribers yet. So subscribing or sharing with a friend that will subscribe is also, a really beautiful way to help the channel along. If you are new here, welcome. I start out all of my generals by picking a card for the collective from my Mindset Unicorn deck. I channeled this deck about 2.5 years ago for myself and my clients, and then I expanded it from 30 cards to 54 cards about 3 months ago. And so I always pick from this deck, and then I'll pull out the intention and lay out the foundation and go through all of that with you. Now, if you do want to know how to connect with me, how to work with me, in the description box I have the link to my personal reading and my Patreon. Now, over on Patreon, I have several tiers. I do feel like a streamlined process coming through at the beginning of the year. So I don't know what that's going to look like yet, but that's what Spirit is showcasing to me right now. I feel like that's going to be, a lot of it's going to be because I am doing an apprenticeship right now with a shaman. And so I am going to be, moving more of that into, I feel like, my life purpose here. And so we'll see where that all goes to as that takes place. Okay. So for the collective, okay, Balance and Dragon. This is a pretty interesting combination here. Okay, Balance is, for me, is kind of the Justice card, okay, of the tarot deck. And so it's kind of interesting because the Dragon is this sort of non-emotional, all right, like fiery, grounded, go for it sort of an energy, but holding back the emotions, perhaps sometimes emotionally manipulating. And so the Dragon is, to me, can be sometimes very much like the King of Swords, okay? And if we think about Justice being Libra, I often see Libra as the Queen of Swords. And the reason I'm saying that is because the overall energy here is the King, and the current energy is the Queen. And for the collective, we kind of have the King and the Queen sort of here. So it is sort of an interesting twist here, okay? So let me read the channeled messages. So Dragon, the master of earth, air, and fire provides you with the power, strength, and confidence to take on any emotional manipulation you are facing. Okay. Balance. You find yourself in a juggling act today. The The secret of this energy is to look inward and understand the connection to your mind, body, soul experience. Seek moderation and patience. So a little temperance in there. But it's interesting because we've got mind, body, soul, earth, air, and fire. I mean, that's kind of a combination there for chaos to ensue. Wouldn't you think, right? We've got the balance having all of the, you know, the logic, the passion, and the emotion, okay? The emotional connection of the soul. And maybe not even the emotional, I would say the awareness connection of the soul. And so what's perhaps missing in the balance is heart, okay? We have the dragon with the earth, okay? That grounded energy. The air, okay? The mind, and the fire, the passion. And so if this is you and your person here, Leo, or even perhaps even the inner being of yourself, there is a lot of passion, a lot of logic. You know, you feel like you've got your feet firmly planted on the ground, and yet the emotions are not being put out there on the table. All right. The intention here is that perhaps hiding all of these emotions is exhausting AF, okay? And it has you overthinking. This is like Nine of Swords, okay? Overthinking, exhaustive. It's creating a tower moment. But what I see here as being the blessing is through this tower, through throwing everything out that you thought was working in the past and completely flipping around, letting go of the overthinking and actually allowing perhaps emotion to get into this, you will then find the success. Okay? So let's get into this. Overall energy here, King of Swords. I do feel like this is someone here, sitting here, staring down truth. Okay, staring down this sword. Almost like, look logic, look truth, look at what you have gotten me into. Like, this is a stare down today. I mean, if you look at that, to me, that is a stare down. Okay, in the past here, I feel like some sort of communication could have been misconstrued, or it didn't come through the way that it was meant. And now everything feels like it's blocked off, okay? Like you could have stopped communicating with this person. And so here we have this queen, okay? Perhaps the truth that you're staring down as the king is staring down all of that truth from the communication. And the queen is like, hey, I told ya, okay, that whatever. But here we've got perhaps the king currently coming around, or almost, it feels like almost like circling, okay? They're showing this almost like a circling of, you know, trying to figure out what you're seeing here, okay? And future energy is Magician, okay? Now, I always connect the King of Swords and the Magician card together. So perhaps if the King of Swords stares down at this sword long enough, they'll realize, okay, that the truth is that they were trying to balance, okay, logic and heart, and that wasn't working. And now it's time to take that fiery action forward. So let's get a little clarity here. I am using Mystic and the Wizards this week for clarification. I'll do 2 rounds through of clarifying, okay? Starting with Mystic. Let's see what they say here about the King of Swords. Okay, I feel like what you're staring down is a decision. Okay, Two of Wands, moving forward. Okay. And it doesn't look easy. I feel like there is, you know, action that was taken blocking this Seven of Wands. And this person is not going to take anything less than what they've determined. Whatever this truth is, they're not going to take anything less than that. And so we kind of have this Magician, okay, energy that is trying to manifest this without all the swords, without all the pain, okay, without all the overthinking. Which, you know, wouldn't it be nice if we could not overthink everything? Okay, so in the past here, this was a beautiful coming together, okay? Two of Cups. And again, I feel like there was overthinking perhaps on both sides of this, because we've got the Four of Cups here. Now, I feel like there was a lot of openness and vulnerability on the one side with this Empress. Okay, and maybe even too much, like over vulnerability. All right, and again, it did take this King of Swords and kind of move them into emotional water that they are not accustomed to being in. Okay. Okay, current energy here. All right, on the Queen of Swords here. There's a feeling that the Queen of Swords has kind of turned away from creating a higher level commitment here. I feel like the Queen is the one that paused this, okay? Or decided because of the pause that this is not happening. And so I've got King of Pentacles here. So Queen of Swords maybe just focusing on, okay, now I'm just going to focus on stability. This was unstable. This made me overthink. Now I'm just going to focus on that which makes me feel stable. All right. Of course, the Magician is not going to let Mercury retrograde, okay, happen without bringing in some sort of reconciliation here. As soon as I feel like the Queen has started working on other projects, and it really is going to kind of throw a wrench into this, because all of a sudden the Queen of Swords becomes the Princess of Swords and starts seeing things in a very different manner. All right. But of course, we wouldn't expect anything less of retrograde, would we? You know, I do think that the Queen thought, okay, because we've got the Strength card here with the Dragon, okay, and the Queen. I do think that the Queen thought that, again, because we had balance, right, that they could balance this, okay? My truth can balance out the, you know, lack of the emotional connection here. And perhaps even, okay, did all of this work, like trying to figure out what can I do to make this happen, even as things are starting to crumble around, because, well, things aren't going to happen, right? Because we do have the Knight all bundled up here. Like, yes, I will move forward into a new era here with you, but I'm not doing any of it with the emotions, okay? No, I'm not getting into the emotions. And bottom of the deck here, okay, I've got the Page of Cups with the Knight of Cups. I do think that that the Divine Feminine in this thought, all I have to do is offer up my cup. And yet the Knight, okay, just could not pick the cup up. And here's the thing I do feel like, okay, again, because this King of Swords was suddenly standing in the water here in the past, standing in the emotions, seeing this as being, okay, what they never expected to see, okay, this Empress. But Six of Swords, like there was this, the swords, the overthinking, I feel like on both parts was everything that was blocking this from any sort of movement forward. And I feel like that was the universe at play here with Temperance. Okay, the universe at play being like, listen, you guys need to become a mess before you can kind of link up in synergy together, like falling apart to fall together, okay, breaking up to make up, sort of an energy. Okay, current energy here, okay? On the Hierophant, all right, I feel like this Emperor, there's still all this passion and this action they want to take, but there's a lot of, I feel like a lot of anger, all right, about the way things have played out here. And the fact that it's like this, you know, the Empress here is taking off into the sunrise, okay, off into my happiness, which is the way that this King, okay, is kind of looking at this. But I do feel like this pause is in order to build the foundation. Okay, I was watching, this morning I was so tired because yesterday it was weird. I didn't wear any of my, I always wear like my Mercury retrograde, protective, okay, jewelry when I'm doing my readings. And that keeps me from really absorbing things as well. It's funny because I can get to the next reading, and if you ask me about this reading, because I've got these on, I'm not absorbing the energy, so I couldn't tell you what the last reading was about. Gone, okay? But yesterday I did not put anything on. For some reason I didn't think about it, and I was busy doing readings all day. And so this morning when I woke up, I overslept first off, and then I was so tired. I'm still very exhausted, but I'm starting to feel a lot better. So I watched a few episodes of Emily in Paris on Netflix, which is new creation from Sex and the City creator Darren Star. And it's funny because you can tell by the fashions who created it. But she's in Paris, and her her apartment is on the 5th floor, which in America, the 5th floor would be, you start at level 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And she keeps having this problem because there, the ground floor is 0, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is what it came through to me as when I'm watching this, okay? The Fool. So I feel like this Fool's energy, now that I'm getting around through the story, right, is about really what's being created here with this pause is the ground floor. Okay, I feel like that foundation was lacking before, and now that's what's being created here. So, roundabout story to tell you, ground floor, okay? And now like the whole one side of my face is all tingly. So perhaps if you have, something with your face, like it almost feels like palsy or something, okay, that you understand how this is all related to you, okay? Okay, future energy here, okay? The reconciliation is ending the heartbreak, okay? Ending the heartbreak that was created, that's caused this whole throwing out, okay, of everything from the past, okay? With the Three of Swords here in reverse, it's because of this Tower moment that's happening here. The Magician is finally, okay, able to now create from the ground floor to the Magician to create this coming back together and to make this choice of what they want, to take the action forward that they desire, to bring this, into a very different connection. And I do feel like, okay, Princess, okay, the Princess of Swords here, seeing things differently, okay, yeah, understanding things in a different level with the Seven of Pentacles here. And we've got 7 of Wands for the Magician, 7 of Pentacles here, okay, for the Princess. Making a different judgment, okay, perhaps in the past there was a fear of getting into this, and all of a sudden seeing that light, seeing that new perspective, okay, is showcasing, oh, there's my highest good. There's my highest knowing of what this is. And then allowing a new start. Instead of the King of Swords, we've got the Knight of Swords coming back to the Princess of Swords. So we're going to move things back, start at the ground floor, okay? Bringing in a brand new beginning. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that this is actually bringing in that emotion, because I still don't have a lot of cups here. But let's see what the universe says, okay? And there it is, 3 of Cups, okay? Ending the old cycle. The 3 of Cups comes in, okay? Movement forward for what has been being worked on, okay? To come into that Ace of Pentacles. Now, this is the Ace of Pentacles kind of being handed over by the universe, but not yet completely accepted. So I don't feel like it's totally in completion yet, okay, here, but it does feel like, again, like I said, movement forward. Yeah, and here we've got the Magician, okay, in my opinion, Time Master, okay. this Time Master is kind of to me like the Magician and the Emperor, like all bound together. But coming from the heart, right here in the heart space on the Time Master, is that infinity. Okay, that balance, that synergy with what they want and with their past and their current. Because you can almost see they're showcasing to me almost like, you know, there's another head. Okay, there, that's the past back here. The reflection coming around, okay, into this knowing. And this synergy is being created because, you know, again, now we have the foundation, that 0 to move to number 1. 5 and 7, okay, it's 12, so you've got the 1 and the 2. So I do feel like, you know, Magician to Emperor, or Magician to High Priestess, okay, I feel like highest good is at play here. I feel like highest good here, okay, is at play. High Priestess is at play with working with this Time Master. And then we've got many paths. Okay, this is like my 3 of Wands here, but it's all about the heart space. Okay, taking the venture forward into that magical space where all paths lead to enlightenment, but it's, okay, for that heart space. So, beautiful reading here, Leo. I'm going to move into the extended here and look at the flip side energy. So we've looked at it from this view, okay? Now we're going to flip it around and go through the reading from the back side view of it. It may pull in more of what your person is feeling, or it may pull in more of what's leading you here, okay? We'll just have to wait and see what Spirit brings out. The link is in the description box though, and I hope to see you there, all right? Bye.